Alright, seems to be working. I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of a nice little camera, but yeah, it's completely broken. Yeah, I tried to rip the on-off switch out of the back, and yeah, it's just horrible. But, you know, it's really a neat camera. I probably only made 10 of these General Electric DV1. Yeah, it doesn't have much of a name, of course. But anyway, it's really a nice camera. But, yeah, it's broken. So anyway, so I'm going to use it. It's broken. And it's fun to use broken things. Yeah, sort of. I mean, I find it useful to use broken things. Anyway, you know, some broken things I guess I wouldn't like. If Thunderfoot was around, see if it's still working. Yeah, it's really not bad quality either. This should be pretty high resolution. So, just speaking of, you know, the word is efficiency. Yay! Yeah, my favorite word. So yeah, there's an efficiency to maximizing functionality. There's always a best way to do everything. There really is, you know, especially when you know the outcome you're looking for. You know, if you could just lay out all the possibilities on the table and measure them, you know, based on what you're weighting as valuable, you know, it comes out where you could probably figure it out pretty close all the time. I mean, there's going to be cases, of course, where the pluses and the minuses are all going to balance, and you're going to be just stuck with, well, it doesn't really matter. If you do it this way, it's 10 cents, and if you do it this way, it's 11 cents, and you just say, well, it doesn't matter. There's no light on the camera, though. It's a little annoying. Yeah, it'd be nice to know what's going on, whether it's still recording and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, so efficiency is a great concept, and it's, you know, it sort of is the basis of my entire philosophy, is just understanding your obligation to meet a standard. And so we know what's wrong, right? We can find out, okay, it's wrong to hurt things, it's wrong to, like, just for some simple little pleasure, I shouldn't compromise something else's welfare. It's like vegetarianism. It's sort of just a simple recognition that there's an inefficiency in, you know, harming animals for a meal I can have some other way. I can find some other way to extract my comfort, satisfy my needs, and I don't have to take it from something else. I don't have to compromise its welfare to, you know, keep me happy. And that's just rational, you know. And it's the same way with the efficiency of these other activities we involve ourselves in life itself. You could just make kind of a simple efficiency argument that it's just not efficient to have your satisfaction of your ambitions at the risk of something else suffering greatly. And, you know, if you could make sure that the risk was going to be tiny, well, then you could make the argument that, oh, it's only a very small risk, and there's a very high reward, and so there's an efficiency. But that's not how this game works. The downside risk might be small in terms of numbers, but the downside is really down, very powerful and potent, and it's essentially torture. And you don't subject something to torture to have something that doesn't need to be had, that only needs to be had if you create it. That, you know, it's pretty just obvious. So anyway, I don't want to beat it to pieces, but I mean, efficiency is a word like productivity. You could, it's not that they're replaceable, but there's a certain where you can, they have the same use in many contexts, and it's only in certain contexts where they do say explicitly different things. But that's the idea. It's just to achieve a standard of performance, and you know, usually efficiency is thought of in terms of minimal standards, that you really have to satisfy a minimum efficiency, or what you're doing is not justifiable, is doable. And the argument I would make and others would make is that we haven't achieved minimal efficiency, that we're burning too much gasoline in terms of the negative impact of the life gain. So the winners are just too expensive. The victory is too expensive. It's just not that complicated. Yeah, it really isn't. So I think that's enough. That tree is really interesting. Yeah, it must be a cedar tree. No, it's too big. Wow, it really had a shallow root. Anyway, totally irrelevant. It's garbage, very small garbage. Anyway, so that's enough. Efficiency. So we'll do another word. See if I can get the camera. I don't even know if it'll save this clip, and certainly don't know if I'll be able to get to record the next one. But we'll see how it goes. I literally, jammed a nail into the back of the camera. So it's really running on vapors, so to speak. But I've enhanced its efficiency. Yeah, it's gotten more miles per gallon that it's used to build it. The little fingers that had to go in there and do all that little tweaking around in there, made it more worthwhile, or something like that. So anyway, till the next word, and go for a run to work and such. So anyway, lovely day again. It's going to rain tomorrow though. So let's see if it stops. Let's see. What do I hit? How can I? Gotta hit like the play button to make the stop, I think. So we'll see. No, that didn't work. Nope. See, what can I hit? Ooh, that did something. Didn't stop it, but it did something. I don't know, it does some kind of weird little framey thing. I don't know what that means. But, whatever. Looks like it ain't gonna stop anytime today. And no button stops it. Alright, that's interesting. Hold it. Nope. Hold it down. Nope. Guess I'll just have to try the on-off, and we'll see what happens. Whoa, it's working again. Surprises the hell out of me. Anyway, yeah, it worked. It seems to anyway. So anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, the word. Getting a word. Sorry. Word is. Oh man, there's something in the air. These runs are killing me. Let's see, reproduction. Ooh, what a nasty word that is. Ew. So the concept itself, yeah, well, copies, cloning, multiplication, 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 32, the exponential kind of, the growth, expansion. The concept is kind of bizarre, funky. What's really happening in nature is one form is it ends up consolidating the forms. It has a shape, and through some kind of mechanism, it's able to force other things into its shape. That's sort of the nature of replication. I be this, you're next to me, I will do the same to you. Kind of like when you see slow motion pictures of water freezing or something, or any crystals, fast motion of crystal growth. It's like this spreading effect. The one bit of matter takes the form, and then the other bits of matter connected to it are obligated to copy the form to maintain their structure. They must flip the right way too. That's kind of the nature of replication. And in this biological sense, it gets very complicated because of this idea of natural selection having a force that controls what shape of replication will be the winning shape, the one that'll survive into the future. But the replication itself is kind of just a function by itself, separate from the bigger words like evolution. I don't know what else to say about. I don't know what else in nature duplicates replication in quite the same way that appears to be the nature of a complex DNA molecule, in the sense that it has these two parts to it, or there's at least two. Something has to. It's not that something has to. The environment ends up being controlled by other mechanisms, but the idea is basically you just pull a ladder apart, and the two sides of the ladder reform the original structure. And that's sort of the nature of the DNA molecule. It's just that it's capable of being divided, and the two parts grow into a new part. A lot of cells, simple celled organisms, can do that if they're split the right way. Oh, damn. Ugh. This happened the other day, too. Something in there. They say the allergens are low, but whatever it is that is in the air, I don't like it. Yes, it's killing me. I never was allergic to anything, and now, yeah, with the feebility of age, my replication isn't, the machinery isn't working as well. It's not replicating as true, and so it's starting to create defects in the model, the function. It's not making the wheels as round. It's not making the parts as good. They rust easier. They fall apart. They break. Yeah, it is kind of funny how even inside of us, the replications that go on every day, that part of the evolution is controlling in a very methodical way almost the destruction of the organism. Once it's satisfied its age requirements, the likelihood that it's accomplished its task, and now it can be disposed of to make room for the replications. The new model takes precedence over the old. But that again is a function of evolution more than just replication. So anyway, I guess I'll have to concede to my debility and finish later with another word I would suspect. Leave you with the scenic. Oh man, I'm really totally not well. Anyway, till the next time. I think the way to turn this off is just to turn it off, and it will save. Seems to be recording again. Alright, the little word this time is culture. Yeah, culture. I guess it has a couple of meanings, or at least a couple of variants to its use, in terms of being cultured, like a verb. displaying culture are the mass culture idea of a whole complex society that defines and prescribes certain ways of being and calls that, a culture, a society, a system, a set of memes or norms, a set of even cliches that we call our own and say that's who we are, when it's not a very deep concept, in the sense that cultures tend to be just kind of symptomatic of the evolution again. Circumstantially, what was available, it wasn't any fun. That wasn't any fun either. Sorry, I'm still allergying pretty badly. Anyway. Yeah. So let's see, culture. Yeah, that's where I was. So you have systems that work in the sense that you get a good army. You have values that allow you to maybe exploit or take advantage of other cultures. Then your culture will survive, and you'll call yourselves good people, when in fact you might be kind of rotten. Your values might kind of suck. I'm sure Arab cultures think they have integrity, and they're very macho and proud of themselves. And obviously we would look at that culture and say, it's disgraceful, violent, totally void of any kind of elegant reasoning, almost Nietzschean in some sense, very survival of the fittest, cruel, intolerant, very unforgiving, petty. Yeah, that's a bad thing. And you could look at other cultures and find their weaknesses, in terms of it's a culture of copycatism, or they just mimic what the other chimpanzees are doing and call themselves successful because they're very good at copying the best part of this or the best part of that and creating some sort of weird uniform made up of a little bit of Hitler's shiny boots and this guy's durable jacket, and that culture's wonderful display swimming. Yeah, whatever. Oh man, I'm dying here. It's just a collection of stuff, the ideas, beliefs, notions that got perpetuated among the people, because they had a charming guy like Thomas Jefferson and Thomas Paine selling it, and so everybody bought into it because it had a celebrity endorsement. Culture doesn't have too much credibility. It is sort of just made up of right place at the right time, have the right adversary show up and you become the hero by comparison because you're so much less worse than the bad guy. It's kind of how capitalism has won its day. It's just by being a little bit less awful than the craziest of the commies that hasn't really earned anything. No real integrity. real work ethic in terms of earning it. Hey, kitty. Yeah, we got high definition camera. Yeah, you're doing pretty well, aren't you? Yeah, you were pretty much a dead cat. You recovered well. Yes, yeah, your hair's gotten better. You are a naggy old man, though. He doesn't really do anything anymore, but he eats and nags. But he's still a very nice little cat. Quite a functional little cat for cats. Yeesh. That's his job. I'm a cat. I just sit on things and meow. His skin is still a little bit. He's still got some of this crap in there. Some mites. I don't know what the hell it was, but I can't kill it without poisoning him. And I don't want to poison the poor old man. Yeah, you already got on camera enough, I think. Camera whore. Might as well blow my nose. I'll come out and take care of you in a bit. So anyway, so later and such. I believe I've completed my task. These things really died off this year in kind of a brutal way. I mean, it's okay. They're going to die anyway. They had nice flowers this year. So, very good. Hibiscus. Anyway, everything else is all weeds. You got weeds everywhere. It's not the old Inmendum plantation was really so much nicer. Really got to do better. Anyway, that's enough. Off button is